coming out. We're going to be giving some preliminary details on an officer-involved shooting that occurred earlier this evening. On May 13th, 2023 at approximately 7:18 p.m., forward PD officers were dispatched to a domestic disturbance call located in the 2900 block of Northwest 21st. Incident details stated there was a subject acting erratically at the location and that he was armed with a handgun. Officers began arriving at approximately 7:23 p.m. and persuaded the subject's wife to come out of the residence. While on scene, they began to hear gunshots from inside of the residence. Officers set up a perimeter, notified SWAT and our crisis intervention team, and attempted multiple times to make contact with the subject inside, who was firing the gun from inside that location. Eventually, the subject emerged from the residence armed with a handgun and presented a deadly threat towards the officers. Several officers fired their weapons, striking the subject. Officers provided medical treatment to the suspect, and he was transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased at 9:17 p.m. No officers or other persons were injured during this incident. A handgun was recovered at the scene. Please keep in mind we're in the early stages of this investigation and we will be gathering additional information. The Forward Police Department Major Case Unit, the Internal Affairs Office, and investigators from the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office all responded to the scene to conduct their investigations. Unfortunately, this is another sad reminder of the dangers that officers face every day when they come to work. Officers responded to this scene to help. They wanted to protect, they wanted to serve, and then they faced gunfire when they're trying to serve the citizens of Fort Worth. It's also a reminder of the importance of all of us making sure we're taking care of our own mental wellness. I'm glad to say that the officers are okay, that no other citizens were injured. It's still a tragic situation, but we ask you to keep the officers and the family of this suspect in your thoughts and in your prayers. I can take a couple of questions if you have any, gentlemen.
Will you be releasing the name of the subject, or will we need to wait for the medical examiner?
We'll be releasing it at some point. We're not ready to do it at this time. It's a little early in the investigation.
Have any additional arrests been made?
No, sir.
So you said he was firing shots. Was he firing shots through like the windows and stuff towards officers, or just shooting inside his house sporadically?
We're trying to determine exactly where all the shots were fired, but since we had a patrol car that was actually struck by the gunfire, we know that at least some of the rounds did come out in the direction of the officers.